Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks Plays KSP. This is episode 8 and we are back to our campaign playthrough. So, upgrading. We have a little bit of upgrades to do and I think I need to upgrade the tracking station first. Previous episode was rather fun, I know, going to the moon and everything, but we need patched conics, simply put. Right. With that thing in mind, I don't think we need any other upgrades just yet. Mostly because they're expensive, and secondly because, well, we want to save on the cash. Alright, Gene, now what do you have for us? Observational surveys. I don't like those very much. I prefer the, concrete tasks. So what else do we have? VIP to the destination. I'm not into tourism mode yet, we have just started. Ferry to tourists, yes. No, I don't see it. What else do we have? Science data from space around Kerbin. That I would say is doable, because that's gonna happen anyway, so might as well. Let's accept that one. What else do we have? Plant the flag on the moon. On the Mun. Well, we've been around Mun, but we want to go there and land there, so yes, definitely, this is something that we will be doing. Rescue Lister from orbit of Kerbin and science data from the surface of the Mun. So these two are, I would say, complementary. So I think I'm gonna accept them, and it takes 10 years, so doesn't really matter. Plant the flag. Yes, accept. Thank you. Is there anything else we would want to check? Rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of Kerbin. Well, that's under Explore Kerbin. That doesn't sound too complicated now, does it? I could even do that before the moon, because it expires in 5 days. So perform a rendezvous with stock. Yeah, these are mostly around, so explore Kerbin. Who knows, it actually might be kind of fun. I'm just contemplating. Let me just see something. R&D, what do we have for technology? We have 211, so we can have general construction. Fuel systems, those would be handy to have. So I'm gonna take those. And electrics, those, we have Probodoboda and Octo. Because I was thinking if I could get up to probes, then I would take the probes and I would do the rendezvous first. So I'm gonna do that. Perfect. Yeah, I remember I said, one technology per launch, but we're gonna launch 2 vessels. I can promise you that much. So, grabbing up the contract. Okay, let's build. We're gonna be rendezvousing 2 probe ships. So let's get down to business. We have the probe core. Then we have the fuel tank. I'm gonna go with a bigger fuel tank, I think. This one small and chubby, I don't know. Doesn't look very convincing. Modular girder segment to make it look weird. Then a fuel tank. Alright. Then we grab a Terrier engine. And then we could actually, I'm thinking about, I was trying to see if we have docking ports, but it said only rendezvous, not docking, right? Yeah, rendezvous, 2 vessels in orbit of Kerbin. Okay, good. I was already worried that we might need it to perform docking, because that would be a whole area of new for me. Right, antenna for the remote steering. I'm still thinking, you know, guys, in terms of remote tech, but yeah, I like to have extra antennas, extra batteries. It never can hurt. Alright. Yeah, antenna, I was even thinking putting it up or down. Doesn't really matter in the end, as long as it's out of the way. Rechargeable batteries. Let's put 4 of them. I just like the 4-way symmetry. It looks kind of cool with the batteries. Then we put the photovoltaic panels, or basically solar panels. Then we go for, well, heat shield and thermal control system. I don't think we need it per se, so science. Is there a point for the science on this vessel? I don't think so. I was thinking to build this actually as a repeater satellites, but they will be so close to each other it doesn't make sense. Now we keep it simple and low tech. Right. I'm actually happy with the way this craft looks, more or less. I was thinking of putting this high gain antenna, but actually I don't need it. Chutes we don't need, the lights we actually don't really need. Then let's go to the further. Stack decoupler, and so this was the payload. Now we're trying to go with the launching vessel, or normally I would say transfer vehicle, but it's not going anywhere past the orbit, so yeah, small comm satellite Mark 1. Now we build the boosting stage, or, well, okay. Do we need another set of power couplers or decouplers? I think 3 of them should be enough. And I will be putting here also the liquid fuel tanks. I know, guys, that if some of you might want to see boosters, and I mean solid rocket boosters, I will be using solid SRBs mainly on the 2.5 meter rockets as a boosting part of the boosting stage. So now I'm thinking another one of these fuel tanks. Perfect. Then we want to put the aerodynamic nose cone, and then we want to be putting the fins everywhere. And I know normally this is offset by the engine and gimbaling, but at the lower stages I really don't think I want to take that chance, so I'm gonna be just putting here 3 Reliance. These are non-gimbaled engines, so, and they will be burning before the gimbaled engine even fires, so yes, I think this should be enough. Yeah, overall I'm pretty happy the way it looks. I'm just thinking of putting one reaction wheel to make it easier to steer. So how about launching this guy? Right. Throttle to max, SAS on, 3, 2, 1, and launch. Yes, except I forgot one tiny detail. I actually have fuel lines. So I forgot that I had them. So that would actually change a lot of thrust to weight to my ratio. So I'm putting fuel lines in triple symmetry, so the fuel gets pumped out of these engine tanks into the main stack. The only thing that I have completely forgotten, because it has been like centuries since I've played stock, is that I could also then enable the main engine, the gimbaled one. The thought never crossed my mind. So basically these fuel pipes that I have just added are essentially dead weight. Nice job, GrunfWorks. Well, it's a rendezvous vessel. I'll get over it eventually. The whole tragedy is that I will be launching this vessel 2 times, because we need 2 ships to rendezvous. Okay, going for the gravity turn. I also forgot that you can actually tone down these engines, but then again, this whole launch has been hastily prepared by yours truly, and has been hastily executed as well. Right, the apoapsis is climbing. Perfect. When it reaches around 100, we will be cutting off the engines. And stage. Perfect. Now what's our apoapsis now? Let's see. 9800. Ooh, and yeah, we should stop at 100-ish, kinda. Okay, let's add maneuver. Oh, the joys of patched conics. How I've missed you. Righto. We seem to have a connection to the KSP, which is wonderful. And we are on the climbing path. 1 minute 33 seconds estimated burn time. So when this one crosses around 45-ish seconds, node in T minus, I will be doing the burn. Just wanted to highlight the resources. You know what, I'm gonna fire off early because I'm not sure if I have enough fuel in this stack, and if I need to burn my Terrier engine, that one is much weaker actually, so I'm gonna go with that one, to be honest. And I don't want my apoapsis to rise too much, so I'm gonna also be very careful in terms of where I'm burning towards. Burning a little bit more on the brownish side of the nav ball to make sure that apoapsis doesn't rise. I'm keeping my eye on the apoapsis constantly, while I'm just trying to extend the periapsis at this point. And I removed no maneuver node, it was just in the way, to be perfectly honest with you. There we go. Periapsis should be surfacing momentarily. Come on. There it is. 50, 60, 70 and 95. Perfect. A little bit more and we will be at 100 both. Awesome. Well, that sets up our first craft for the rendezvous. Let's just stage it. We don't want big rockets. Extend the antenna. And that's our rendezvous craft number 1. Let's see, CurbNet access, whatever that means. Okay, perfect. There we go. Beautiful. And pointing normal prograde. Perfect. Kicking in the time warp. And let's get it to the sunny part of life. There we go. Now, we are circling the Kerbin. Let's just find another place where actually this looks kind of nice. I want to take a very nice screenshot. Something like this-ish. Perfect. And what did I do now? Oh yes, I removed the GUI. Fine. I think we need to launch the second vessel, which will be exactly the same as the first vessel. So to do that, we need to go back to the Kerbin Space Center. So, time to launch another one of these babies. I was just thinking I will disable the roll on these guys, just to prevent, losing control. However, I had full control up to now, so I don't know. Doesn't matter anyway. Now we want to do a rendezvous with the vessel that is already in the orbit. We are here on the surface, and that vessel is actually the one that we want to rendezvous with. Now we are currently in the dark. I would prefer to launch during the daytime, so let's wait until KSC comes to the light side of Kerbin. Perfect, and this would be good. And now we are waiting for the rendezvous ship 1 to become in favorable position. And that should be coming any moment now. But in a favorable position, I think about like here-ish. So half of the continent away. Or half of the diameter away. Now, SAS, and let's kick on the gas. So far, so good. Standard launch, not really there much to see. Let's start the gravity turn by a little bit. Oops, what is it? Why is it now turning? What the... Well, it dances a little bit, but okay. I guess I'll just have to live with it. Roll active. Yes, thank you. Please do roll. Perfect. There, much better. Let's angle a little bit more aggressive. Okay, the first stage is almost up. When it burns, when we'll be doing the staging and then going on to the second one. And I know, guys, for those of you saying these fuel lines were useless, well, you are absolutely right. They're useless in Minecraft, but they're highly useful otherwise. Okay, so we are gonna have a rendezvous-ish here. And then I do want to, so you see, this was the reason why I was waiting until the rendezvous ship 1 came into a favorable position. So we will be passing close to each other actually, which will make our rendezvous all the more easier because we will be cruising at the same altitude and the same velocity. So it will be actually quite handy that we can, you know, manually tweak this a little bit. That's why I chose to launch at when the ship was in that position. All right. Let's add a maneuver node. So now I'm just trying to tweak maneuver node to ensure the rendezvous on the next orbit, as you can see by the orange or purple circles here. So orange circle there or purple circle here, it's really not that bad. Perfect, that means we have 1 minute and 29 seconds for the burn, and the node being in 40 seconds, it was just about the ideal time to burn now. I no longer have the, you know, the Kerbal alarm clock or anything to remind me when it's time to burn, so I really do need to pay attention. And I'm also burning relative to target, so I am decreasing my relative velocity to the target. Target at 25 kilometers. We won't be rendezvousing on this orbit, but on the next. Actually, given how well these trajectories are aligned, I could as well be going for the now. Yeah, I'm actually thinking I'm probably gonna go with now and just forget about the maneuver node. Now I want to make sure that the yellow and the purple retrograde markers are aligned, which means we will end up at the same point in space at some point. Nine kilometers from target. Also note that I am now in target mode. I started up in surface, then you go to the orbit as you climb up, and now I'm in target mode because I'm trying to go for the rendezvous. Our relative velocity is 127 meters per second, which at this distance is actually quite fast, so I will work towards decreasing that velocity a little bit. Yeah, at 2 kilometers I should really start burning to kill the target relative velocity. Otherwise we might hit it. There we go. 40 meters per second. Still very fast, 20 meters per second. Well, that's better. 5, well, that's more likely. And I forgot to mention that I've already fulfilled the contract. As you can see above, rendezvous 2 vessels in the orbit around Kerbin. But why not let's make them super close. Just for the funsies. Let's stage and then... Oops! Press the wrong button there. Well, fortunately we have plenty of fuel, so I can actually work towards fiddling and trying to secure a closer rendezvous. There we go, 26. 17 meters per second. Five, 4, 3, 2. How far are we? Oh, 100 meters. Go figure. 0.8. 0.5. Almost there. And to be honest, I'm actually quite happy with the way this turned out. It doesn't need to be perfect, the contract is fulfilled, and we will be running towards the next episode, I assume, because in the next episode we will be trying to get to the moon. So I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you everybody, like this video if you like the video, hit subscribe for more KSP content, sorry for the occasional cough and stuff because I'm still a little bit sick, and I'll see you all in the next one. So let's go back to the Space Center, where we will just get a short glimpse of the tracking station, see, and perform a small cleanup. We have a bunch of debris that we would like to clean up. So just recovering what we have landed at Kerbin and then killing the debris that's around Kerbin. I would like to do my, cleaning up. Perfect. There we go, guys. So, like I said, like if you like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Once again, thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks, signing off.